Today, from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, this is Madden Football on EA Sports.
There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48, built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dexter Lawrence able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard.
Over here. Hey, take 26. Hey, we are going.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. They run on 1st down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Jones. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. Throwing, Jones. Got a man, Slayton. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw to Barkley on the check down. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the 1st. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. We're scoreless after 1. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the 2nd quarter. And this won't get there, won't be online either. It's no good, off to the right, and this will remain a scoreless game. It's not too often you see a holder putting that football down right on the midfield stripe. 60 yards, Charles, but a little bit too much to bite off there.
Yeah, it's good to show confidence in your kicker. That might have been just a little bit too much. Now, I guarantee you, as you just noted, putting it down on the midfield stripe, The holder's thinking to himself, that's a long way.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Packers. And even 50 yards for Aaron Jones. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Crosby with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. On the return, it's Pharaoh Cooper. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. And incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable, usually an excellent target, and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
Jones' throw here taken in by Ingram. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll look to throw again. It's hauled in by Shepard. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And he gets it down to the 32.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 23. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. Gano's kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some.
Oh, and now some space to operate. 30, 10, touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Well, I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Not much leg here. Fields this at the 24-yard line. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Jones' throw here pulled in by Galladay. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
On 2nd and 10, Jones finds his tight end Ingram. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Back to throw again. He targets Ingram for another grab. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Finding room to the 20, and he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Again, he'll drop to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And the Giants are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. It's a loss of 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. So we're at halftime here at Lamb. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. Cooper on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
From the 36, Jones. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. Flushed out right, and he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. On the return, it's Rodgers. Oh, he breaks another. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch the pass. Check, check. Lucky. Go to 50.
A little jet sweep to start the drive, pushing through the contact. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
258. We are going. $26. 55. I don't even know why this team showed up.
Here's Rodgers. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll look to run with Dillon, and he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A.J. Dillon taking it in from a yard out, and the Packers add 6 to their lead.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the 2nd half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Extra point up and good by Crosby, and the lead is up to 18 now. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it was A.J. Dillon who capped it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Very short kick, taken right at the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. New York's offense back out there and set to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jones. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Rashawn Gary picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And here's Rodgers on the return. Muscles him off. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Packer football here, 1st down and 10. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Here's Jones. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 146 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. And that is going to do it. for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The give is to Jones. Jones breaking from the contact. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. Fights off the defender. And they'll get this down to the 10.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Touchdown, Packers! Robert Tonyan there to make the grab. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Extra point try now for Crosby. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Cooper on the return. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here's Jones on 3rd down. A quick pass here. He's got Shepard. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. And they'll run for it with Barkley. And, boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Saquon Barkley denied on 4th down. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Here's Jones again on 2nd down. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Shedding the tackle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Boy, 196 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead, first down, fourth quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back, but 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Now Jones. Give him 3 on the gain there, 2nd and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better,